Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So the Ethereum chart has progressed with this correction. The market reacted already overnight actually to this resistance area I provided yesterday. Base case is at the moment that we are in a wave 4 correction. As always, in any correction, we need to keep an open mind about the exact development of this correction. At the moment, though, it seems that this A wave was complete where we thought it would be complete. The B wave had the potential to extend, B question mark. I'll take that off the chart now because we broke already below the A wave low. That is a confirmation that the C wave to the downside in this wave 4 correction is unfolding. And before we dive further into the microstructure, obviously the idea is base case, we are in this fourth wave pullback now. That will remain the case as long as we only have 3 waves down. And an ABC correction is a 3-wave move down. So the base case is correction in wave 4 and a wave 5 still to come. And this is part of an overall larger 5-wave pattern, a leading diagonal, which would be a wave 1. In this video, I only want to focus on the short term, okay? Because this is where things are changing or at least progressing at the moment. So let's zoom in again. Looking at the structure, we had that reaction to the resistance area. I can take that off the chart now. I don't need that anymore. Always trying to keep the chart clean. Yeah, and then now it's all about possible microstructure and tracking resistances. See, the resistance area is not crystal clear, or at least it's not crystal clear what exactly is happening here. We have an A wave, we have a B wave. That was the idea. Okay, so the C wave to the downside. It looks a bit choppy here. So it could be that this is simply a 1-2-1-2 setup. Then this would be a 3. This would be a 4. And a wave 5 to the downside still to come. Depending on if it's just a 1-2 or a 1-2-1-2, we might get another 4-5 pattern. I'm not labeling this. It just means, this could be another separate. I'm not counting that separately because you just see too many distortions on the smallest time frames, okay? But I think it's reasonable to assume that this is a 1, a 2, a 3. Maybe this is the 4 and one more low to come in 5. Okay, so I give you initial micro resistance as an initial signal that we have to, let's say, watch for potential upside again. Does it mean if we break above resistance that a low is in? Absolutely not. I'm just giving you some levels to watch. A break above 2,759, yeah, would indicate that possibly this is transforming into an ending diagonal in which other parameters become relevant. For example, here, the trend line, okay? In this case, we could even add the 61.8 retracement. But a break above the 50% fib level at least indicates the move down is not an impulse, but it could then be a diagonal, okay? But that's sort of the next question then to answer. I think it's very simple. I always try to keep it as simple as possible. I think it's worth seeing it as follows. The trend is now down locally, until we see a first 5-wave move to the upside again, above initial resistance. So let's say this is initial resistance. I've just added the golden ratio now because it is relevant for diagonals. But let's say we get a 5-wave move up, break above the trend line and above 2,768. Then we can explore if the low is already in wave 4. It would be a shallow wave 4 then, but it would be possible. Or it could be that this is some kind of an ABC in a larger A wave as indicated here in blue. It's doing a B, and then the C wave down is happening later. Either way, it can take various forms, this correction, okay? It can take various forms. So it's possible that at any point, at least an A wave is complete. We're doing a B wave rally. But we will not get a signal for this until we see a break above the initial resistance level. I hope that is sort of clear. Don't worry too much about the exact micro count of corrections. I just show it basically for learning purposes. It's not meant to be predictive. the micro count within a correction. It's more to understand what are the relevant potential targets and potential resistances. And we have the A wave complete and the B wave complete. So the target for a C wave here, standard target, is between 2,625 and 2,694. So in all likelihood, I'd like to see the price get there. Of course, it can always turn early, but then it would take the less probable path. Then I would have to adjust. Overall, the support area is the same. This is a target area specifically for the C wave down, because we have an A wave, we have a B wave, and ideally we're now working on the C wave. And it's this area which lies within the overall support range that we defined before, where we can watch for potential reactions if the price gets there. At the moment, I have no reason to believe or assume that the correction is over. However, it can always take a more complex pathway. Okay. So again, one way of looking at it is that it's doing this ABC, and we're just coming down now in a C wave, and would then form the fifth wave from there. If it doesn't even get there, it is likely that it's transforming into a larger ABC, or maybe even a triangle. I often say that there are many, many ways how a correction can unfold, and much more important than trying to understand the exact microstructure is to understand where are the targets, which are on the chart, 2,625 to 2,694, and what are the support levels. And as I mentioned before, this wave 4 could technically come down all the way to 2,460 without changing our overall bullish scenario. But I will already start to change my opinion, and we'll start to emphasize more the short-term bearish sell-off wave count scenario if we get a break below 2,532. But at the moment, there's no need for that. So I focus on the yellow count, which means we should get a fifth wave. And at the moment, we're just watching here for further downside until we see the first 5-wave move somewhere from this support area. At the moment, I think we're still in corrective mode. No need to change at the moment that idea, okay, until we have further evidence. But yeah, at the moment, I see it rather as a correction to the downside. We have overlapping price action, which is basically confirming that idea. And I would like it to trend down a little bit lower. You know, when I have to reinterpret the chart, which is above 2,768, well, that would at least mean that we get a B wave. So you already have a plan B, okay? So the line in the sand for immediate downside and a possible larger B wave is 2,768. That's sort of how I see. At the moment, I don't have any indication that the overall correction is over, and likelihood would suggest we get into the area between 2,694 and 2,625. But for anybody who's looking for further upside here, yeah, this is the main support area. And as long as we don't break below that, the yellow count is still alive. That's sort of what I can say right now about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.